We had just this past weekend, we had a number of mass shootings. First, let me, identify or describe what they consider to be or defined as being mass shootings. A mass shooting, I don't know if you knew this or not, but mass shootings are classified as a shooting that involves four people or more. And they don't all have to be killed, but four people shot or killed um, is a mass shooting. So when they say mass shootings, they talking about four people are involved usually. So, but really one life is too many when you really think about it. One life is too many because a life is valuable. That life cannot be replaced. I don't care how we paint it, you won't bring that same individual back. But just over this weekend, man, I don't know what's going over here in the United States. I thought it was three because I initially heard three, but after doing more research, there were 6 mass shootings in the United States. And we know about the main one, the one when the guy went to the church, he crashed his vehicle into the church's door, right? Opened fire with an automatic weapon, and then he set the church on fire. I know y'all heard about that. That's been the one they've been talking about on the news the most that I've seen. But there have been 5 others, man. Sad to say, there have been 5 others. And I didn't know this number, right? Y'all can fact check it, research it for yourself. They say in 2025, there have been 326 mass shootings. I don't remember hearing about 326. I've been hearing about them throughout the year, but not 326. And as I said, they classify mass shootings as 4 people shot and or killed. So each one of these shootings, right, at least 4 people got to be injured and or killed. But that's what happened, man. Just this weekend, man, we had 6 shootings in 4 different states, right? The one with the church, that was Michigan, right? He ran up in the Mormon church. We still don't know what that's about because the suspect got in a shootout with the officers, and they said his life is gone as well. So we can't get the motives from him. Why did they do it? But they will be investigating this, to see what was going on with him. Probably check out all the social medias, all through his house, and try to find as much information about him as possible, including talking to our friends and or family. But we had 6, man, mass shooting. We're in strange times right now. Some people are angry to the core. They just mad, they hateful, and some people want to take it out on them, on other people. And this is my thing. When I hear about somebody who took their life, right? Took somebody's life and then took their life, I'm like, man, that's crazy, because if you ready to check out, if anybody is ready to check out of, they ready to go and check out of earth, then you check out. What's the purpose of you taking somebody with you? You still gonna be by yourself in your own soul, dealing with your own, whatever you got to deal with. So my thing is, if anybody ready to check out, if that's what you want to do, I don't encourage nobody to Nelson says, hey, Nelson, welcome to the live. I don't encourage anybody to check out prematurely, right? I do not encourage anybody to check out. But if that grown individual has decided they want to check out, don't take nobody with you. That's one of the most selfish things you can do. So the very last act, you're welcome, Nelson, you're welcome. That person's very last act was a selfish act. I don't know, Nelson. Nelson has a question. Nelson says, how old do you think I am? I don't know. Let the cut through the chase. Let us know. Tell us in the chat how old you are so we can know. Tell us, Nelson. Let us know now. But anyway, we welcome you to this live. We thank you for participating. We appreciate you. I'm 10. This is probably Nelson, this probably ain't even the place for you, but we do want people to come. Just don't come here playing. I don't mind you being 10 and watching. You 10, that's okay. But just don't come here playing. I don't know if this is the right place. You stumbled on it by mistake. I'm not sure. But thank you for being here. Thank you. But as I was saying, we had 6 incidents of mass shootings in the United States over the weekend, man. That should be alarming. This is not normal. This is not normal, man. We had 6 incidents, man, of mass shootings. And the church, that was Michigan. We have, let me go through the places where these mass shootings took place. Let me go through the places, right? You got Michigan, you got New Orleans, you got Texas. Hold on, let me check. Hold on, let me see. Let me start all over. These are the places that I have notated. You got Michigan, when a man, hit the church thing and started open fire, and it set the church on fire. That's one. Incident happened on Bourbon Street. 1 dead, 4 people struck, right? North Carolina, 3 dead, 8 injured. Raleigh, North Carolina, 4 people shot or injured. Alexandria, Louisiana. This was at 4 a.m. I think that was the one at the bar. And you had, I think that was it. 3, 4, 5. But one life is bad enough, man. But to have 6 people, 6 mass shootings, that's ridiculous, man. We in some very serious times. It's like everybody's on, not everybody, but a lot of people are living on edge. They're not happy about this. They're not happy about that. But let me just say this to everybody, me included. If you're not happy, or if I'm not happy, right, about anything in life, that does not give you the right to harm somebody else. Let me repeat that. This includes me. If, right, you or I are unhappy about anything, it does not matter. If you're unhappy about anything, it doesn't matter, man. It does not matter if you're unhappy about anything. That does not give you the right to take somebody else's life. And then some people don't even want to face the consequences. So after they take somebody else's life, they go and take their own. Even with the thing in Michigan, when the guy shot up the church and set it on fire, it's almost what they call police suicide by police, meaning he shot it out with the police. He knew that he was not going to just kill all the police and get away. So that was almost like a suicide by police. Now they got to find out, why did he do it? Why he was angry? Why did he specifically target that Mormon church, right? While people was in there praying and worshiping God. So that's a whole nother thing, man. It's a whole nother thing. It seems like when we get up every day and go about our day, we got to have our head on a swivel. We got to be watching, what's going on, who doing this, and any of that. Hold on, let me get this. Let me get this. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute so I can get this right. Give me a minute. Be patient with me, y'all. Give me a minute and let me fix this. But as I was saying, we had 6 mass shootings just this weekend, right? And I think it's like 9 or 10 dead and multiple people have been injured. The main one they've been showing on the TV is the one with the church, but we have 5 other mass shootings just over the weekend. So this is real crazy. Let me fix this for a minute, y'all. me fix this for a minute. So as I was saying, man, there's a lot going on in the world. Some people are on edge for whatever reason that may be. There are people on edge, right? For whatever reason that may be, right? But whatever you're going through, it does not give you the right to pick up a gun or any weapon for that matter and want to go harm other people, man. 6 mass shootings. And then they said after researching, it's been 362 mass shootings in the year of 2025. That's actually more than a mass shooting per day. And what they define as a mass shooting is anytime 4 people are shot and or injured. So all it takes is 4 people, and they consider that a mass shooting. But I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. But people got issues. People right here today, and it's crazy. I don't know if it's by coincidence, but this is all under Trump's administration. Under Trump's administration, you have people that are angry. They're on edge, right? And they just, doing these shootings, which really don't make no sense. If you mad about something, you got to deal with that. That's your anger. Those are your issues, right? Killing people ain't going to solve your problems. You got to deal with your own problems, man. Killing anybody is not going to solve your problems. I'm going to come back to this mass shooting thing because this is serious. But I also want to talk about the shutdown. In a couple of hours, it was scheduled for the government to shut down. What does that mean to you? What does it mean, period? Does anybody know if this will affect them? How will it affect them? Will your job be put on pause? What do you know about this government shutdown? What do you know about the government shutdown? Right? And are you prepared for the government shutdown? What do you know about this government shutdown, and are you prepared for what's coming up? That's my question to you. Are you prepared for the government shutdown? Right? Do you understand what's going on with the shutdown? So evidently, if the two sides, meaning Trump's administration, the Republicans, as well as the Democrats on the other side, if they cannot come to an agreement today, the government will shut down. And I think the deadline is 11:59. So do we still waiting? No decisions have been made. They can't get together. Democrats want to protect rights of people, far as when you talk about Medicaid, Medicare, different stuff like that. The Republicans like, nah, we don't care nothing about that. We want to push through what we want to push through. So here you have these people, right, that nobody's backing down, and they just went through this recently. It seemed like 6 months ago or something, they was going to have, maybe not 6, maybe 4, 3 or 4, they was going to have the government shut down. But the Democrats, for the sake of the people, they bowed down. Schumer and others voted to push forward, and that's how they passed the bill, But this time it don't look like nobody's going to back down, right? And as I asked the question, how would this government shutdown affect you? How would this government shutdown affect you? And that's something to think about, man. Are you ready? How long would the government shutdown last if it does shut down? Will they be able to come back to the table? What's the status? What's going on? Now they got Americans in limbo. DTI Blossom, welcome to the chat. What are your thoughts about the government shutdown? It's getting real close to the shutdown. So what are your thoughts? If the shutdown happened, will it affect you and your family? Because they said, I think they said Medicare would still be good, but they may get their checks late. But certain things won't be good. Certain people jobs, they're gonna be furloughed. And I think Trump and them even considering firing some people. So if they cannot make a decision by midnight, things will change, and we'll wake up tomorrow and figure out what happened, what didn't happen, what's going to happen here in America. But it's crazy. It seems like over and over we got to keep, or our government got to keep voting to keep the government running, right? And is with the way things are set up now, nobody's working. The right not working with the left not working with the right. Trump's administration want to cut this, they want to cut that. There's a lot going on. So Americans are in limbo. Americans are in limbo, right? And we just have to see if anything changed by midnight. But as it stands right now, they have not reached an agreement, and people will start suffering. So that's the status of that. Will the government shut down? How long would it shut down? These are questions that's nobody asking, right? Because we don't see any effect. But once we start seeing, Americans start seeing effects, they're going to want answers. Once they see if this cut off, if that's no longer available, then we will want answers, right? But it's not real to us because in America, we really don't do that because we always come up. The government always come up with a way to keep the government running so they can continue to help American citizens. But today may be a little bit different. So we just got to see, what is it going to be? What is this going to be? What is going to happen? Right? So that's the thing, man. As I started off, I was saying that we had we had 6 mass shootings in the United States over the past weekend. We had 6. Let me show you. 5, 6 mass shootings in the United States over the weekend. It was spread it out amongst 4 states. And as they say, I was like, well, what classifies as a mass shooting? And from the research that I did, a mass in order for it to be considered a mass shooting, there has to be 4 people shot and or injured. So all it takes is 4. So in the United States this past weekend, just Saturday and Sunday, there was 6 incidents that were classified as mass shootings. But we heard the main one on TV when the former military guy crashed into the church, opened fire, and then set the church on fire. One question that I would have, right? It can't be answered now because he's no longer with us. He died in a shootout with, law enforcement. But one question that I would ask, right? Was this an isolated incident, meaning that one church? Was he going to go to other locations? What was the full plan? I would like to hear his full plan after they do this investigation. What was his motive, number one? Number two, what was the full scale of his plan? Because he went there, crashed, boom, shooting, and then still set it on fire. So that would be another question that I would ask. What was his plan? What was his full plan in that situation, man? And it's sad that people get to the point that they think violence is the only answer, right? Violence don't answer your problems. Violence can't answer your problems, right? It may make you feel better or that individual feel better for a time being, but violence is never the answer to your problems, man. There's always other solutions, right? Before you even get to violence. But some people jump to violence so quick, they don't see any other route. But that's where we at, man. 6 mass shootings over the weekend. That should be alarming. And also, like, you know, just coming back to our government, like we're facing a government shutdown tonight. If our government don't come up with a plan and agreement that they can agree on mutually, because this is where we at right now. The Republicans want to cut this, they want to cut that. Democrats like, nah, we're not going for that. We agree to some, we'll take some things, but we ain't gonna just let you just cut all the people. And they say they want to help, certain programs. And I think they did say that Medicare will continue on either way. Checks may not be on time, but they're saying that Medicare will continue on, if I'm not mistaken. But it's crazy though that we right here tonight, the government gets shut down. And my question is to the viewers out there, what does this mean to you? How would this government shutdown affect you? If the government do go through with the shutdown, how will it affect you? Do you even know? Are you even concerned? How long will this last? Right? Will it have a domino effect? Like by shutting down the government, will it affect other programs? Right? Because when you think of government, you're just thinking of government, but you got to realize they got like nonprofits that that help in the community. So we don't know if it'll affect those or not, because they got to get their monthly checks or whatever it may be. So how do you think this government shutdown will affect you? Right? There are some people that will be what they call furloughed. They will be furloughed, and Trump is also saying, in addition to that, they're going to fire some people if we have a shutdown. So it's going to be some federal employees that's going to be impacted by this situation too. So that's what we got going on, man. It's a lot. It's crazy because even as I'm talking about it, illegals get free health care in the bill, and trans money, you for that, truth seeker. Okay, watch your tone coming on here, man. Right? Be respectful. I know you brainwashed by conservative media, right? Them cats that just be lying and stuff to you. But make sure you be respectful when you come on here. That's all I can ask of you. Otherwise, I'm about to chop you off. Hard rocker. That ain't facts, is one-sided. As Trump is steady trying to cut, from poor people, they want to help, poor people. So state that fact too, man. It ain't one side. Will this government shutdown, hard rocker, affect you in any way? Say if it do get shut down, will it affect you in any way, hard rocker? Are you a truth seeker? I don't seek it from you, right? Because you was what they call partisan mindset. You straight from the right, straight conservative instead of just being open. Will this shutdown affect you in any way, hard rocker? Since you putting out facts, alternative facts, what you call facts. Will this affect you? Anybody out there, think about it. How would this government shutdown affect you if it shuts down? Because on the right, they're so stubborn because they want to take. And it's crazy because the right want to help billionaires, right? They want to help billionaires. That's all they thinking about. And the Democrats, at least, and the Democrats ain't perfect. I'm neither Republican nor Democrats, But just outside looking in, the Democrats are at least advocating for Medicare to help people. The same stuff when they talk about how much of a Christian they are. Christian, that's what Jesus would have did. He look out for them type people. He don't do how the Republicans are doing, but then going to the church line to one another. We believe in God. Come on, I don't know what they talking about. But anyway, this is real serious. We under some serious times, and time will only tell what happens from here. Time will only tell what happens from here, right? But the Republicans are really fighting to help the wealthy. They don't care nothing about those on Medicaid, Medicare. People, you can tell when somebody one-sided. You always speak the truth and you following conservatives with nothing but lies. You following Donald Trump, who lies every time he opens his mouth. You should be right there at the White House telling Trump stop lying if you really what you say you are. Don't come on here gaslighting us. I believe in the truth. Yeah, but you found the president that lies every time he opens his mouth. If you such a truth seeker, you should be right there with Trump. Tell him, hey, Trump, listen, man, we got to tell the truth. I'm a truth seeker. That's what you should be telling Trump, hard rocker. That's the facts you need to, you got work to do, man. They need you up at the White House, man. If you are who you say you are, they need you at the White House. But that's the thing. And also, hard rocker, what's your thoughts on the 6 mass shootings we had just this weekend? They had 6 mass shootings. Are you aware of that? What's your answers? What's your thoughts? Any concern? First, I want to send my condolences to the families of any of the victims, man, because of these mass shootings. Any victims shooting in the hood, any shooting, any victims, man. But they said we got 326. We had 326 mass shootings in 2025. That's a problem. That's a concern. Something does need to be fixed. We shouldn't just be walking around like that's normal. Oh, people got to die for us so we can uphold our Second Amendment. No, man. This needs to be addressed or will continue happening. This needs to be addressed. And as I said, my question is, why did my man go to the church? Was that his only target, or was he planning other targets? So that's my question with the one who went and shot up the church, right? He crashed his truck into the door, right? Then opened fire, and then after that, set it on fire. That's crazy, man. But that's the world we live in. The world is on edge, man. And we need leadership that can come out like doing right now and address this stuff. Because you just can't send the military to, I'm going to send the military. They need compassion from the leader, man. They need true, true guidance. They don't need hate and division and the work of the devil. That's not what they need. We're going to continue to go down this landslide. It don't nothing change, but this administration is not prepared to bring America together. That's not their goal, right? They don't have the skills for that. Their thing is divide and conquer. But it was 6 mass shootings. Dumb people need help from the leader of the United States, man. But we don't have that. We don't have that. It took them a lot to say, I think they're targeting Christians. Listen, man, they need compassion. The family need to be consoled, right? You should have administrative team down there to talk to them people, man, to bring them people together so they can have some understanding, because they don't know what they did or why it happened. They need true leadership, which we don't have right now, that can help the people, man. And then on top of that, on top of these mass shootings, we're going to have a government shut down. It's sad. It's sad. But thirdly, I'm gonna talk to my people, man. Right? All are my people, but I'm talking specifically right now to African Americans. Listen, man, we got to get it together, man. We got to get it. We got to find a better way. Number one, we got to get it together, man. Because all that black on black crime, killing each other, hustling in the streets, it's part of our demise. It's part of how we self-destructing in our own communities. So what I'm saying is, let me get some of this good H2O. H2O. We got to do better in our own communities, man. Because some people want us to destroy ourselves, man. They want us to act a fool, kill each other, hate each other, right? Because in the William Lynch letter, I got to remind y'all, in the William Lynch letter, it said, divide and conquer. Put as many differences amongst us as possible. Get them to hate each other. And some of the examples they used was father against son, mother against daughter, husband against wives, children against parents, light skin, dark skin. Man, they said make as many differences amongst us as possible. And guess what we doing in 2025? I'm from this street. I'm from that street, right? I'm from the East Coast. I'm from the West Coast. So even within our own communities, man, we got to get it together, man. We're not animals. We're not savages, right? So we just got to do better, man. And waiting for somebody to come save us, it ain't gonna happen, man. Ain't nobody coming, man. I'm sorry to break it to you. Ain't nobody coming to do work that we need to be doing for ourselves. Ain't nobody coming to do the work for us that we can do, or we're responsible. We're obligated to do the work on our own. So even to my brothers and sisters, man, let's get it together, man. Right? Because other nationalities, some of them, not all, are looking at us and laughing. Right? And when we talk about stereotypes, even some of the stuff is stereotypes, right? We still fall into that trap and prove them right. They come and say, don't trust black people because this, that, and the third. And then some of us, not all, because there's a lot of us doing some amazing things. Some of us would do the exact same thing that they say we doing. And they say, look at them. Look at them. But I just wanted to make sure I'm not going to beat nobody down. I wanted to make sure I talk to my peoples, man, and let us understand that we got work to do in our own communities and our own lives, right? Within our own families. So make sure we're doing the work that needs to be done. But also, man, keep your head on a swivel. There's angry people, right? And this goes beyond just, left and right. This is just some people, whatever they're going through. There are angry people out in our society, right? And you got to stand 10 toes down, stay focused, pay attention, right? Try not to fall into the trap of the enemy, the devil. So that's, just some of the things, man. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up, but I wanted to make sure that I come and talk to my people. Just this past weekend, as I mentioned, there were 6 mass shootings. And if anybody got a question, what qualifies as a mass shooting? For it to be considered a mass shooting, it takes 4 victims, and they can be shot or injured. They don't have to all be dead, but at least 4 people makes it a mass shooting. So remember that we had 6 mass shootings just this past weekend. So that's crazy. And For us, that haven't been paying attention to the government. For us, so those of us who have not been paying attention to the government, we are facing a government shutdown, right? And as I last checked, they do not, they do not, right? They did not come up to an agreement. So as it stands, and I just checked again, there's still no agreement. Yeah, still no agreement, man. That's where we at. So, and a government shutdown, meaning that some of the federal employees will be furloughed, they won't be working. But Trump also said that they will fire some people. So if they don't reach agreement by 11:59 tonight, we will have a shutdown. So make sure y'all pay attention when y'all wake up tomorrow. Try to catch the news, man, so y'all can see what's going on, what's the next step, how will this affect you, if it would affect you at all. And also look at different programs that it may affect, and it may affect some of your family members. So make sure we're paying attention. They have not come up with an agreement, meaning the Democrats and the Republicans were not able to come up to an agreement. They still got a few hours to get this together, but who knows? But this is where we at as a country. We had 6 mass shootings over the weekend, not just one person shot, mass shootings, 6 of them in 4 different states. So there's people out there that's angry, mad at the world. So just make sure when you out, pay attention. There's a lot of hatred and anger, and ain't no telling. Make sure you maneuver around all that's going on. But I'm about to wrap it up, but I'm gonna just say, remember, we had the 6 mass shootings, right? If the Democrats and Republicans cannot come to an agreement like they did last time they came to an agreement to keep the government open, but this time it's not looking good. The government may get shut down. So that's where we at today. The government may get shut down, and we're going to figure it out. Does it mean anything to us? Will it affect us? So that's where we at right now. But anyway, man, I want to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate the support. Those who stuck their head in and out, those who commented, those who just looked and was observers. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I'm gonna do this last take on this H2O. Get this good water. But we in some serious times, man. And what we need is something we don't have, and that's good positive leadership that have the ability to bring us together. So far, this administration haven't shown that, nor do they care to bring people together. Their goal, to me, seems that they just want to divide and conquer. Good H2O. But I haven't been on here long enough. I want to thank y'all for the continued support, man. It's about being positive, thinking positive, right? And just living your life and enjoy each day. I always say every day above ground for me is a blessing. I count it a win. And so today you're a winner. You're above ground. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, man. Until next time, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.